Hey everybody. So, I promised that I would come back after I got at least one of the Gemini or Sag videos up, and I would finish giving you the rest of the. I said there was a second part to the Sag energy stuff that I was doing for the weekend, but I can spread it out for the week instead. Of course, I had trouble with video editing again today, and I downloaded like 3 different types of software and tried all of them, and then ended up going back to another one. And so what I'm doing now, if it seems darker, is I am using my really good DSLR camera, and I'm going to try to put it to use and see if it works. I have my backup on my other camera though, just in case. But I had to position it a different way, so the video might be different. But anyway, this isn't for a specific sign or anything like that, so we'll just see where it goes. I just wanted to do just like a random sort of reading. I mean, it'll be a collective for all signs, so it's not one specific zodiac sign. It'll just be just an overall general extension from what I did. I think it was Friday or Saturday. And I'll go ahead and shuffle my decks like I do. My internet connection kept dropping out today too, because I guess the weather went all Wizard of Oz on us over here. It was crazy. Flipped the tables on the deck and everything else. I'd be almost through uploading something, and then boom, stop. It's quite frustrating. I've been trying to edit one video. Well, it's been nearly 12 hours. I mean, I was doing other stuff, but get my personal readings caught up. By the way, for the people who reached out and booked personal readings this weekend, thank you very much. Appreciate it. I had always planned on eventually starting a YouTube channel, but it wasn't something that I planned on doing in the immediate future. Well, not right away. I mean, I had other things that were a little bit more important, but I love reading tarot. And so anyway, my sudden decision to start this channel had more to do with someone else than myself. I don't really consider myself a video personality, but in the hopes that it will prove to be beneficial for helping someone else, I hope that it works. So for all of you who did book readings this weekend, I appreciate it. I may put up a sale for the holidays, so I'm just about caught up. And as far as the prices go, I should put them back up there, but I had them a little higher than I wanted them. And then I sort of mixed up the different types of readings and all different kinds of things. And this is confusing to people. So, yeah, that's that. I need to scoot my chair up a little bit, because I can't reach. I wasn't going to use all my decks, but I figured, why not? Went through all this trouble setting these cameras up, I might as well go all out. Right. I hope that Sag season has proven to be better than Scorpio, like I predicted. What it has for me. Like I mentioned in, I think it was the Gemini video. Oh, I wasn't holding my tongue back whatsoever, and I don't plan on it now. I have too much fire and air in my chart. I can't. But I was heeding the advice, and I'm not sure that it was the right thing to do. All those videos I did about telling people to speak out, but I didn't do it. But then again, what I think I have decided on. Hey, look, there's Saggy right there. Saggy. It is time, my friends, to watch it unfold like a good Lifetime movie, right? Because there was all that holding it in, but while people were holding in, they were digging up gunk, like I said in all the videos, right? So now, everybody has all the stuff they've been digging up, and it's, you know, the arrows are kind of like the wands, and when you see the wands in the tarot, the ones going through the air, and like the one I just showed you, it's messages, right? And there's going to be a lot of talk, a lot of gossip. So my advice, and what I plan to do, just get your popcorn, sit back, get your Raisinets or your Goobers and watch it, especially if it's about you, because all these people are stirring up, talking, messages, all this stuff, and they don't have a clue what's going on, and it's almost amusing. And you just sit back and watch people and just listen. You can learn so much when you don't speak and just listen. Which, if you're Aries, Leo, or Sag, Libra, Gemini, Aquarius, you might be alright. But if you're any of those signs, you're gonna have to reel it in, because you will want to pop off. And it's okay if you do. You'll be alright. It's completely okay. I think you just have to wait for the right time. But I'm hearing the phrase "playing with fire," and you're gonna get burned. That was a song. See, I always get songs when it was a song. And I believe it was, I want to say it was back in the 80s, and I have no idea. I can just remember that verse in it. But, yeah. People are so quick to start talking, and how quickly they forget how easily stuff could come back on them. That's why it's best to refrain from gossip. Like I said, that's why I sit back and kind of watch and just use it as amusement, because it's when you sit back and you just listen to other people talk, especially if they don't know that you're listening to them. I have really good ears. and I can hear people talking about people, you know, and also it's a very good clue never to tell those people anything, because here's how the conversation will start. Don't tell so-and-so that I told you this. Now, if they're telling you that, then they're telling so-and-so, right? I mean, it does take a genius to figure that out. It's like, again, like that stupid telephone game where people start talking and the messages get around, and yet they have no idea what's going on. Second part is, if this will possibly be a season where you cut people out of your life for good. We're rounding out, like I said, those 2 decades going into 2020, and stuff's different now. Whole new life starting over for everybody. It's just, that's how it is. That's how the planets are lining up and everything. And you have the opportunity to, you know, get rid of all the toxic people in your life. So my point is, if something's being said and, you know, about you or someone you care about, and you know that all these people are talking, and yet, you know, here you think you're close to this person or people, and then wouldn't you think they would go to the source and ask you, hey, this is what I heard. You know, of course, you have the opportunity to contact that person and set them straight, but why should you reach out? You didn't start it, and my point is that if that person didn't respect you enough to come to you and get it from the source and ask you, they never really thought that much of you to begin with, right? It might hurt some of you. Think, wow, you know, I've known this person all my life, or, you know, and then they didn't even have the courtesy to come talk to me to my face, but yet they're talking to this person and this person. I learned that lesson a long time ago, but it's so easy to get caught up in the gossip. And, you know, yeah, just like everything I talk about, there's a psychological component behind it, because as we evolved as a species, wanting to belong and be part of a group is how we've survived so long. It's simple, right? So when people are talking and you want to be part of the conversation, you naturally just chime in with whatever you have to feel included. It's kind of like the politics, you know? People want to be grouped in, you know, they want to be part of a group, they want to belong. And I don't get it. There's a huge decline in the ability of people to think for themselves these days, because they're so influenced by social media and television and politics. It's quite disgusting, and it's sad. Because, like, what are you feeding your brain, right? What are you feeding your brain? You're not even thinking for yourself. You're forming all these thoughts and opinions, and they're all biased by just contentious bullshit. It's almost, people get hypnotized by it. Step back. Can't you see how just insane this is? I mean, there's I don't know, so much thinking will be going on this month, and for those of you who have the ability to think for yourself and can just step out of the web of just crap, you just take a step back and watch it as a form of entertainment, because that's what I do. I just sit there and I just listen to people and I'm like, are you kidding me? Really? And then sometimes I have to question myself. I'm like, are you okay? Because, like, you don't engage in this stuff like everybody else does. Why don't you? And I think it's because I don't give a shit. I don't. It's things that I have stuff in my life that's so much more important than that petty shit. I just, or, other things I have to worry about besides that. Why am I going to try to worry about some stuff that's not true? Some stupid stuff. If I want to worry about something, I want it to be some halfway important. I mean, I guess politics important to some level, I guess. I don't know. Okay, so what I'm going to do here is, I don't particularly like when I'm trying to do something, like this, using these bigger cards, because they're I get a lot out of these cards and it just takes me a while to read them, so I'm gonna get like an overall energy for the past, present, and future. And I just upside down in the past. I have the Ace of Water and the Hermit. Could be a Virgo. And the Tower card and the Queen of Water. The present and the future. Yeah, so the Tower and the Queen of Water. And then we have the Five of Air and the Two of Water. Okay, so in your past, I'm sensing well, it's funny, it's kind of like what I was sort of saying, because I'm not really, I mean, when you think of the Hermit energy, you think of somebody being a hermit, but the Hermit in Virgo it's not really what it stands for. And the Ace of Water is the Ace of Cups, and it's the way the seahorse looks. It's thinking. I think the Hermit is also said to be like the philosopher in the deck. It's deep thought, so I'm thinking even before this past, something happened that you felt compelled to really go deep inside of yourself, and yeah, and just really think. And here's the 9, right? Coming up on this ending of the cycle, because remember, 10s are completion and 9s are almost getting there. So while you were in this state of, it could have been meditation or just deep thought, or could have something that had to do with you re-emerging and healing and like really going deep inside of yourself, because here you're at peace. And there was a Tower moment, but Tower moments, unless it's reversed, they're not always bad. It's I mean, this Tower is beautiful, and this is a very peaceful energy I'm getting off of here. I think the phrase goes, breaking apart to get put back together, something to that effect. It's that's That's what usually goes with the Tower, and that's perfect. So, yeah, you're at peace right now. So, as far as communication goes, you're probably kind of just vibing like me. Like, you just don't, unless it's something really urgent, like, that has to do with your kids or somebody's, like, messing with your children. That's the only thing I will not tolerate. That's when I will lose my shit and somebody starts messing with my kids. Other than that, I can pull back. It's hard, but I can do it. Except for last night when that guy was being loud and I had to tell him to shut the hell up. But anyway, I in the future, you're like, I see this girl. She's like a ballet dancer, and it doesn't have to be ballet. But again, there's something that you do that maybe you thought was just, people would think it was ridiculous if you started doing it or something, and like, you're at peace because all this stuff flying around you, and I think they're birds, they're doves, and they're peaceful, but you just kind of like, la la la, I don't care. And when you see goldfish in a bowl, and they're just swimming around, and they're just in the water there, but they can't talk, but they can see everything. And so yeah, it's soaking it all in, right? Just swimming around in your little fishbowl, watching everybody else do their craziness and talk crazy shit. So far, so good. I told you Sag season was gonna be good. I'm so happy about it. Now I'm gonna pull these cards like I always pull my cards. I'm gonna see if I can move this camera up just a little bit without knocking stuff over. Maybe that's a little better. No, I got that. Well, yeah, now the light's on it. Maybe I should have had that done in the first place. Now you can see at least. I think I'm gonna try to maybe get 6 cards out of here. This will be a very long reading, probably. But we're trying to cover the whole introduction of Sag season. My cards are upside down. Ooh, all these fire signs coming up. We've got Cancer. As far as major arcana, we've got Cancer, we've got Leo, we've got Aquarius. Cancer. And I'm going to include Scorpio here too, or something. I'm feeling there's something going on with the Scorpio. That energy I was getting about somebody talking smack or doing something behind your back. Yeah, I'm really getting a Cancer. Whatever it is, you're leaving, you're moving forward. For some of you, you're leaving the country. You're pissed. Because you walk out of there, like, and seeing your house and everything, and walk out and you're just kind of like looking back as you're walking away, like, what in the hell happened? Nine of Wands. It's the same energy with this Leo card. I love this Leo card because I have a Leo moon. I just like my placements where they are. They're great, but it's just this one card where I see this woman trying to keep this lion's mouth shut. And a couple weeks back when I was doing the other reading, I said, and I believe it was Capricorn, I said somebody's trying to keep your mouth shut, but here I think it's nobody's trying to do anything. I think that you have the ability to use discernment when it comes to communication and who's worth your time communicating with. And there may be something going on here with a Leo Aquarius. I mean, they are the 1-7, so it could be, or this could just represent soulmates or something like that. Give me 1 second. I will be right back. I'm going to change my battery. Hey guys, I'm back. That took me a little bit longer than I thought. If the camera footage looks a little bit different, it's because I decided to film the remainder of this on my other camera, which means I'm gonna have to splice video together, and it's gonna be fun. I thought about starting all over again, but no. You know, I have all this equipment for a reason. I might as well learn how to use it. Okay, so going back to where we left off, we had the Cancer energy, the Chariot, and the possibility of you coming out of something that maybe surprised you. Somebody did something, because I mean, obviously you didn't come out unscathed. You know, you were wounded. But when I see the wands, like the sticks, it reminds me of a home or a house, and you know, this is leaving, so somebody's leaving. And again, this Leo Aquarius energy here, this is you finding your strength and dumping out the water. You're dumping out the emotions, you're becoming new, authentic. And something about the Aquarius season, I mean, obviously you've healed, or you're healing, because this is current energy, right? This is current. But something around, I want to say Pisces, around Aquarius, Pisces season. And it could be also, this could be really resonating with a cusp, if you're on that cusp of the Aquarius, Pisces here. But there's an authenticity, almost like a rebirth sort of thing going, because you're just, you know, you're completely exposed and you're dumping out the water. And I mean exposed. She is bucket naked. Now, for some of you, this Cancer, Leo, Aquarius, this is the future. This could have happened for somebody already, or it could be happening now. But it's in the future position. But it could, this incident could be stemming from something that's starting now, or anyway. Here's this guy again, right? Could be Sag, Aries, Leo, fire. Knight of Wands is fire. However, this is the guy that stops by really quickly, or it's a really fast relationship. It's usually very passionate, really hot, you know, but he doesn't stay all night, or he just pops in and out of your life. It's like that fast. But that's this guy. And you're either you or him had a really hard time. I don't want to say hard time, but it's just a back and forth. I'm almost feeling like you know that it's not good because, you know, it's just not stable, or it's not what you want. But you keep letting this person, and this could be male or female, you know, juggling your emotions. That's what they're doing, and you just don't know what to do. And I can't tell you what to do. For me, it would depend on what sign he was. If you have a Scorpio rising or a Scorpio moon, you're probably toxic and you're probably addicted. I mean, that's me. I like guys with Scorpio moon, Scorpio rising placements. I don't know why. And considering the Scorpio energy is awful. Yep, that's Scorpio guys. They have the face, their eyes. They are just. That's just my opinion. However, I usually end up with earth signs for some reason. I think most of it is earth signs. Do you know what fire does to the earth? I needn't say more. It's a new moon on the 26th. Drawing a blank on what sign it's in. I think it's, I want to say Sag. I don't know why. One of my readings, I thought it was going to be a Gemini, but it's not. But if it's opposite, I don't know. I knew earlier. I just forgot. I've been reading cards all day, so my mind's kind of spent. So, getting back to why I'm shuffling these cards, getting back to the trying to stay out of the messages, and remember, these are arrows, right? So these messages go far and wide. Somebody shoots the arrow, there's messages, and this is also fire. So you could just imagine somebody's shooting a fiery arrow at, and it's gonna burn you. I mean, that's what you have to kind of think. I'm just sensing this kind of, maybe this is your last straw. Like the 9's rounding out to the end of, you had enough. It's like, I'm getting away from these, this stuff. You've had it. And there are some women out there who are married that are just gonna, they're just gonna be like, I'm done, I'm out, I can't take it anymore. Some people that are at a job, they're just, so I dropped a bunch of cards. Anyway, what I was saying is life really isn't that short. I mean, I guess when you get older, you can turn around and say, oh, but, I wish I would have done this, and I wish I would have done that. perhaps you're scared to do it. Either you think that you're not going to be good enough at it, or you're worried about disappointing people and not doing what they expect you to do. If you're scared, you have to decide which feeling is going to feel worse down the road. Is making yourself feel safe better than sitting around feeling bad because you didn't even try? I mean, I think that feeling would be worse. There's plenty of things you can try and then you're gonna fail. It's just life. In the meantime, your circumstances being what they are, you probably just can't up and bounce or, do or go wherever you want. So, what do? It's called, not to sound, just cold, but I don't want to say the word, like therapeutic, coping skills, don't call them coping skills. It's your response. And there's gotta be a way that you can check out. I'm not talking about completely disassociate and disengage, but there are certain things that you have to get out of, right? You can't be in it. If it is true, and I believe it is, that bad energy attracts bad energy. It's vibrations, and there are many physicists that are all on the same page about everything being wavelengths, vibration. That's what just makes the world go round. That is what is in everything. If that's true, then we do attract like energy to us. I know I talk about empaths quite a lot. And there is a difference between highly sensitive people and empaths. You can be both, and most of them are, but there is a difference. And I didn't really know that. I didn't even, until a few years ago, I had never heard of a HSP, like a highly sensitive person, but I had heard of an empath. Some people absorb other people's emotions, which means they're also absorbing their toxicity. And you can take your Epsom salt baths and sage your room and all that, but it doesn't, if that gives you peace of mind, fine. But it's not going to rid the people from the environment. We are a product of our environment. And a toxic environment can destroy you. So, for many of you, from what I'm getting here, if you're on the fence about breaking free from something or starting something new, leaving, moving, following a dream, I don't care how old you are. If you think you can do it, even if you don't believe that you can completely do it, sit down and kind of write down what it is you want to do. And if you were to do it, logically, what steps would you have to take to get there? And put it on paper and look at it. And then you kind of compare that to what you're doing now and where you'll be, and you're not going to be happy. And one of them is a journey, which could be kind of exciting. New research says, and this came out of another country, obviously not in the US, because the mentality is that you start a job when you're in your 20s and you stay there till you're 65 and you retire, and that's the best thing to do, right? Because you stay at the same job. This new research says that you should change your job up every 5 to 10 years and learn a new skill. Which I've sort of done, like every 6 years or something like that. And, you get a lot of flack from people because it makes you look like you're not, staying in the same place. And I kept telling everybody, I get bored. That's how I am. I just want to start something else. I get bored in the same place. And I don't see anything wrong with that. You're not living my life, right? But here, this is a lot of, right, a situation where there was sadness, right? This is falling down in the past. And you stepped up. Queen of Wands. You had sadness. I think that you still care about this person. Because she has a little bit of a smile on her face. Like she's remembering, like, she knows she has to go, but she's kind of, just wishing that he or she is wishing that they didn't really have to. But you did. Oh, Queen of Wands is jumping out of my hand. You did. You did what you had to do. And this is where these go together. So this is the present and the future. There is an absolute energy here of you feeling stuck, of someone feeling stuck. And also betrayed. And I'm not talking about betrayed by this person that you left or this other situation you left. I'm talking about betrayed right now by whatever's going on in this energy of somebody just talking and how could you be so blind? How could they be so cruel? Right? Remember I said it's going to hurt a little bit at first? I mean, you were literally stabbed in the back, but here it's worse. It's stabbed in the heart. So whoever did this, they really, really hurt you. Or and now you're just like, I have no choice. I cannot live around this. I just can't. But here, you have the Magician and the Star. You also have the Star card here. Everything in this reading is telling me that if your intuition is telling you that it's not right where you are, or you are meant for something else, you want to do something else, you need to, well, you don't need to, but my advice to you is to do it. And you will be happier. You will definitely be happier. There's success here. So, this card is typically referred to with the word manifestation. It could be alchemy. So again, there's the creative energy. I always tap into these creative people. And whatever it is that you want to do, you have everything that you need to do it. You just need that courage. Right? Which it looks like you have. see if we can get some messages from our little buddies here. We want a perfect world. It's easy to sometimes I sit there and I think about what a perfect world would be like my own little utopia. I wouldn't need much. Just never-ending supply of peanut butter Doritos and dill pickles. And Shaggy's Boombastic would have to be on the radio every time I went into a department store or grocery store. And then I would be happy. Unicorn, this is beautiful. See? It's intuition. It's the realm of ether. Ooh. The unicorn has been coming out a lot. I know it came out in at least one or two of my monthlies, but it's been coming out a lot for my, at least once a day for my personal readings, and for my own sometimes, actually today was the first day in a while that I haven't gotten up and done a quick read for myself. Mine are easy to do because, but it came out a lot. Other one. I get the birds a lot. It makes sense because I love birds. Need to check something here on my computer. My signal is so beat. I don't know if it's still windy and raining outside or not. I want to get, there's a lot of messages about singularity here. I'm not seeing, specific people except for this one person, boyfriend or something that you were living with. For some reason, I didn't get the feeling that this was like a family dynamic. Like maybe you didn't have children, or either your children were grown and gone, or you never had children, or maybe you weren't married, maybe you were just engaged. It was something like that. It didn't feel like I wasn't getting like a family vibe from that. Like I said, all these messages are not going to resonate with everybody. That's why it's when I usually start my monthlies to check your moon and your rising sign. Your rising sign is very specific to you because it's, I think I mentioned it's your time of birth. It's where you were born. It's the most specific. And the Vedic sidereal was the actual first zodiac sign that's where the tropical, what we use, or the Western, vice versa, the same thing. That's where it stemmed from. It just, the way that they measure the distance and the way that the sun travels is different. So that's why there's different placements. And I am a very equal mixture of my Vedic signs. Now my moon signs are the same in both of the different areas of the zodiac, the different types between the Vedic sidereal and the tropical. But I am a very, very equal balance of my rising signs and my sun signs. Can make it quite difficult. Like I said, I love my placements. And maybe it's just because I vibe with them so much. Like I know how I feel with them, and I'm gonna get one more because this goes there. So it's was late and I would have to go back and check, but I swore I said something about a spider web or some kind of web when I started doing this reading. And it's a nasty, fiery energy. I know I don't always get that with these cards, but that's what I'm getting. There's some really I don't know. It's not shady. I'm not getting shady. Just heartless. That's what I feel like. Heartless. And you do realize that you can bruise somebody's ego without saying a word. And let me explain. If you're a genuinely good person, if you're watching these readings, you probably are, because you're probably into the metaphysical stuff and the, love and light. Maybe some of you do. Anyway, you believe in spirituality, at least on some level, and you're probably generally a good person. And when you do good things and you're a kind person and you're a genuine person, that energy resonates outside of you. It's vibration. It's all around you. When you come in contact or come near somebody who is not like that, it's uncomfortable for them, right? Look at this energy. Networking, there's more webbing in here. It's the world, it's a star. You can be on top of the world. The universe is supporting, and this is a collective reading, right? This is supporting, it's an energy, right? Everything is in alignment, or will be very soon, for everything to just be new. And it really takes me back to this Aquarius card around, let the holidays get over, let the new year start. Then we'll be into the, embarking on rounding out, like I said, these last 2 decades that, it's been a shit show, right? Between the politicians and basically we're having World War III. They won't say it, but it's a mess. So this reading is not just tailored specifically for one person. It's a collective reading. So this energy it's a supportive energy from the universe. I heard somewhere that this Pluto-Uranus alignment, I think it happens at the end of December into January. Some of the physicists are saying that, it opens some kind of portal in space. Probably some black hole or something. I don't know. I might get sucked in. I don't know about all that. But I think we're good here with the animals. Now I'm just going to get an Fairy Oracle card. Once it fell, I might get 2. So back to what I was saying about, bruising somebody's ego. So that energy presses upon them, sort of. It's it's kind of, you might find them oppressive, but your energy is very uncomfortable because it's sort of like a reflection deflection thing where it's a mirror to them, right? It's showing them what they're not, that they're self-centered, maybe, and they know it. So why why wouldn't that person or people be the first ones to take that opportunity, no matter how much they loved you or how anything like that? Ego drives everything. And that will usually come up first and foremost for most people, unless you have a check on it. And they might not even realize that's why they did it, right? It's like a salve to be able to find a flaw in something that made them feel less, not as kind. It's the best way to put it. Because it soothes them. Sad. So this is a death card. And there's like a little ball in his hand, right? His or her hand. And I'm not getting death off of this. Usually death, when it's upright, is like a spiritual death, like a rebirth. This person has like a little orb, and it's kind of reminding me of an oracle. You. Oh, that gnome. This is the person or people that you're gonna leave behind when you just bounce and done. Well, they're like, shit. It didn't do us any good to talk smack. It didn't do us any good to let the person go. You know, it's kind of like that kind of a regret, or just I'm not even getting regret. I'm like the dissatisfaction with ourselves. Just feeling like a piece of shit, right? He's sitting on a mushroom. What are mushrooms growing in? Shit. Let them drown in their own shit. I think I said bullshit. It's not bullshit. So this is making me want to get something real quick. I'll be right back. I'm gonna keep the camera on, but I'm looking for something. Look, I found my magic 8-ball. So when I got this death card and there was like this orb in there, I said, that's a sign. I need to ask the 8-ball a question. I was looking for like an HDMI cord under my bed, and I found my old softball glove and a magic 8-ball. And at that time, no HDMI cord. But I found one later on, so. Okay. 2020 going to be a great year for everybody. Let's see. This thing's old, so sometimes I can't see it. It says, look, you're not going to be able to see this, but it is. This thing is filthy. Yes, it says yes. I don't know if you can see it. But anyway, yes. That's great. When I was younger, and you know, it would always sit on my dresser, and you'd always have a crush on somebody. Like, you'd be crushed on somebody when you were like in middle school, and you always come home and it's like, this person like me? Whatever, so dumb. Anyway, so that was enough of the speech, I guess, for a sad season. But I think the overall message here is to just stay away from the crappy people, because it looks like they've already done whatever they're going to do, with no care in the world for your feelings or your loyalty, you know. Watch out for this guy. Hey, if you're not down for a relationship and you're cool with it, like I said, the Knight of Wands, he's got a good wand. Probably Aries or Scorpio. You want the Aries that are in the other part of the sign. If you look in the Vedic chart, the one before the Bharani, I'm drawing a blank on the other nakshatra that starts with an A. But when you get towards the later, middle, and the end of the Aries, you're getting into the cusp with Taurus, and I guess depending on your sign, you might be okay with it, but it's definitely not the same. Not the same. Not for men. Like I said before, zodiac signs, men in zodiac signs and women in their zodiac signs are completely, not completely, but very different when it comes to emotions and behavior and everything. So, alright, well, for you Saggies out there, you're the last video I have to do, and I don't know, if I stay up any longer, it'll probably be daylight by the time I get to bed, so I'll probably have to do it tomorrow. And I don't even know if I'm going to edit this one tonight because it's very long. Anywho, that was the Sag message. And I'm sorry about the breaks in the middle. I'm getting, and I'm hearing that we should pay attention and clean our lymphatic system. I don't know. You can look up on YouTube and figure out how to do a lymphatic massage when you're in the shower. And if you are trying to get rid of negative energy, I'm not saying that the Epsom salt baths don't work, because I take them too. But it's not going to fix the problem. You can't just burn sage and, take baths. You have to, although it might make you feel better, physically, it's not gonna get rid of the problem. And it's time right now that you make that decision, because it's just a good time, or even start making plans to move towards something that's going to make you happier. And if you really are thinking about doing this, now would be a good time to start getting things in order, at least to make the move after, a little after the first of the year. That's what this reading is telling me. Also, for some of you, that Knight of Wands, he does care about you. He was all red, right? It's passionate. Yeah, around March or April, this person is going to realize that because they're going to keep messing with you, right? And they're going to realize that it's you they want. I'm not sure that by that time you will have had enough of dealing with it and have gotten to the point where you just don't care. You're just like, whatever. For some of you, it'll turn out to be something. And for others of you, you haven't even met this fella yet. So just be aware that he could be coming in. Yeah. Alright. I gotta get to bed, you all. I'll see you later. Bye.